Hello, Effendi. I am Shante. I see you're new. Please read the billboard poster before. There is a heartbroken mother.
adventurer, wait, please. It all happened so fast. Please. Someone. But look at them. I can hardly look at them. It only happened after their murder. I keep racking my brains, but it's all a blur. Please, I beg of you, help me search for it. Oh, thank you, adventurer. You're bound to find something in the surrounding area. Take my notebook and update. making some progress, but... My poor brothers. He may not give me answers. Oh, I'll try. Perhaps they had something to do with all this. This is highly peculiar. Look at the symbol. It represents the goddess of the elves, Seven. What could it be doing all the way out here? Well, the elves are solitary creatures who live far to the west, in isolation from the other races. It seems strange that one of them would venture this far without purpose. Sarah Darwin, bless you, adventurer. Let me take a look at what you found. Strange, most peculiar. It could have been an elf who did this. The ring and arrow seem to be elven craft. I just can't remember. It was all over so quickly. I'm sorry. I have seen much in my many years, but I never thought to stare evil in the face as today. My only knowledge of the elves comes from tales and legends I was told as a child. My mother used to read them from time to time. I vaguely remember the tale of their goddess Selin. She was ridden with guilt and shattered herself into thousands of crystals to always be with her followers. But she was supposed to believe the different races could live in peace. Why would an elf want to do this to us? No, I don't think so. Although I did notice a strange man when we passed some stone steps to the west. Very strange indeed. He was carrying a sack of bones and muttering to himself. Perhaps you should find out if he saw anything. Out of the ordinary? No? What exactly are you investigating? Oh, well, I haven't seen anything. I'm busy with my bones. Well, now, there's no need to be like that. Well, all right. It's easy to see the path from up here. I see a lot of people come and go. Hear things, too. I might have done, but the elves live far away. Why would you ask? Yes, all right. I do recall seeing an elf on the path today, heading eastward. Huh? Here? I don't know what you mean. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. It was a terrible commotion. Lots of screaming and shouting. I peered over the rocks here, but it was all over too quickly. There were 3 men lying dead on the floor. I only managed to glimpse a tall, hooded figure making off into the distance to the east. I didn't get a good look, but they seemed to be much taller and were wearing dark clothes. Oh, shut up. Did he have any useful information? Just as we suspected. That elf must have been involved somehow. Did he mention anything else? Oh, I'm not sure if that fits. I must say I haven't met many elves in my time. Was there any more? A man living up there with only bones for company? He probably doesn't get many visitors. I'm not sure I can draw a conclusion. Perhaps I'm still in shock. Who do you think it was? I would say the same, but I'm not sure the odd man's description of the killer matches. Besides, I can't see a motive, and it's strange they would discard their precious crystals. Did the odd man mention what direction the figure was heading? If they left crystals behind, maybe you could pick up some sort of trail and figure out where they went. You should take the same approach as before, note down any clues and try to find a witness. I think we have the clues we need.
A murder, you say? I don't really have time. I'm busy tending to the beacon, you see. All right. I didn't see much, though. What burning questions do you have? Seen? Not really. Unless you're referring to my glorious fire I had burning earlier. Now that was extraordinary. beacon is part of a warning network. It's imperative that I tend to it. Please, leave me to my... Whoa, okay. Right. Earlier, I heard a scream from down the hill. When I peeked out to have a look, I saw an elf lying there. It scared me half to death. I tried to get a look at the killer, but I... Well, okay. I've never witnessed anything like it in my life. When I looked over to the killer, they vanished. I've seen people teleport, but this was different. Everything went dark as if the sun had disappeared. It was like they created a rift that sucked all light from the area. I thought it would be too dangerous to go any further, so I hid up here behind my beacon. No, they were gone so fast I barely saw them.
Okay, let me take a look. The evidence you found seems to suggest the killing has something to do with Saradomin. How could somebody do this? Could it be other monks? Wizards? There is no feud between Seren and Saradomin that I know of. All this mindless killing just doesn't make any sense to me. You're right. If we put our minds to it, I'm sure we can figure this out. Did you manage to find any witnesses? Really? What did he see? He must have had some useful information. Vanished? Perhaps a teleport spell. How are we supposed to find them now? I haven't heard of anything like that before. It doesn't sound like a normal teleport spell. We seem to have found all the evidence but have no clear explanation. I'm no expert on magic and I know little of elves or wizards. I think it's time we sought help, adventurer. I have an old friend who also worships Saradomin. We were close when we were younger, but I became a monk and she a wizard. Her name is Valina, and she specializes in crystal magic. You should go and talk to her to see what she knows about the clues. You can find her at the entrance to the Wizard's Tower, south of Draenor Village.
Have you learnt anything from...
It seems you found some very strange clues. But I think I can help. I have a lot of experience in some of these fields. I'll help in any way I can. Well, where do I start? I'm sure you're aware that it is quite uncommon for an elf to venture so far from Tyrannon, but it's not unheard of. I am particularly intrigued by the crystals you found. Being an expert on crystal magics, I have conducted much research on the subject. Firstly, crystals are extremely precious to the elves. For them to be discarded so carelessly is highly irregular. And that's ignoring the assumption that a skilled assassin would leave any clues at all. Secondly, a crystal arrow would be entirely crystalline. I have yet to come across one that is crystal-tipped, as you've described. In summary, the clues you found are quite misleading. So I would advise caution, adventurer. Some of these clues do appear to indicate the involvement of a Saradominist, potentially a wizard. As you can see, my position allows me to keep track of the comings and goings of many wizards. Anyone entering or leaving must check in with me. No one from this tower has left for a significant amount of time, but admittedly, I cannot account for all Saradominist wizards across Gielinor. Regardless, this kind of behavior is uncharacteristic for a follower of Saradomin. It seems an unlikely conclusion. Given the clues, you are right to put my counter-argument under scrutiny. Let's look at this logically. Firstly, the weapon of choice. The elf was killed by an accurate stab wound. Wizards are trained in magic, not combat. Secondly, we all wear the same standard of robes. You described the blue fabric at the crime scene as rough linen, whereas our robes are woven from wool and imbued with defensive enchantments, which give the fabric a distinctive shine. If anything, it sounds like the killer was trying to impersonate a wizard. This may surprise you, adventurer, but we have been receiving reports of similar happenings recently. I must say, I've never encountered anything like this before. An ethereal spirit trapped in the physical world. How intriguing. Here at the tower, we research all manner of magic. I'm not aware of something like this ever being documented until now. I would say this is not a magical phenomenon and certainly not related to your killer. What we're dealing with here is on a much larger scale. It would seem something quite drastic is happening. Ah yes, this doesn't sound like regular teleportation. Normally the spell would emit light rather than absorb it. A possible explanation is that the killer opened a rift to escape to a darker realm or dimension. But that would require powerful magic which most wizards have yet to master. It doesn't seem to conform to the other evidence. It all depends how reliable you believe this Blaze Sharp-Eye to be, really. This may surprise you,
I have a spare notebook. It'll be useful. I knew I could count on her. This information changes things somewhat. Elves, monks, wizards, guards. This is all so confusing. What do you think is going on? You see clearer than I in my old age. Who do you think committed this atrocity then? Sarah Darwin? The thought may have crossed my mind, but it seems like madness. He is the god of order and wisdom. He would never do something like this, even in defense of his followers. I may not be as sharp as I used to be, but I'm tough to fool, adventurer. The crime scenes are so similar. It's almost as if the clues were planted. Precisely. And besides, Seren and Saradomin have no quarrel with each other. I think someone might be trying to turn them against each other. Like I said, I'm not as sharp as I used to be. One thing's for certain, though, whoever it was wants to give them cause for a fight.
I believe I may be able to explain, mortal.
Who said what? I can't hear anything.
Do not be alarmed. I sensed you on the surface world. My arrival is imminent.
Wait. Can you feel that rumbling?
Greetings, mortal. I am Icthlarin, god of the underworld. Who might you be? If your words bear truth, I may have use of you. I sensed many dead here, but I did not foresee these circumstances. What happened? Perceptive. These mortals passed at the hands of another. Pawns in a greater plan, perhaps. There has been a most grave turn of events, adventurer. The Reaper of Souls, whom you know as Death, has gone missing. Without his scythe, there is nothing to sever the tie between souls and their physical shells. Look about you. The souls are in limbo, shackled to these lifeless husks. I have traveled across all of Gillinor, bearing witness to the same thing. I cannot help them all. A question I myself cannot answer, nor can his helpers, nor the guardians of Guthix. I have not known Death to abandon his duty. Not once in thousands of years. There are sinister powers at work here, mortal. I must find him with due haste before things fall apart completely. Only in the realms of Gielinor. Other realms are not governed by the same principles of mortality. Death does have fail-safes in place, helpers that are able to use shards from his scythe to release souls. But we are in times of great unrest, and they are unable to keep pace with the flow of souls. So I am assisting by transporting the deceased to them. But I am tired, mortal. There's much that needs my attention. Death and I work harmoniously. Our destinies intertwined. Without him, I cannot fulfill my role. I am the guardian of souls. I care not for the process of dying, for that is the concern of the Reaper. I stand my vigil at the gates of Gilinor's underworld. It is a dark place, filled with all manner of devourer beasts. Their thirst for souls insatiable. It is there that death delivers the souls he has collected, so I may safely shepherd them to the afterlife. Without him, the souls remain trapped. Without me, they become lost. I suspect that the deaths here are more significant than the others I have seen. I must lay eyes upon the clues you have collected, mortal. It is just as I expected. The person you are looking for is a devious Margaret called Slisk. I believe he may also be connected to Death's disappearance. The question is why? Kidnapping Death and attempting to turn gods against each other. Something is amiss. He is a treacherous Majorat who once served me until his betrayal many years ago. Recently, he slew Guthix, the god of balance. Now no one is sure of his whereabouts or the power he possesses. The answer to this has yet eludes me. I fail to see the connection between kidnapping Death and turning gods against each other. What is clear is that he is setting in motion dangerous events, and we cannot let him continue. I would ask for your help, mortal. You have seen the evil at work here, and now you know the truth. Our highest priority is... Wait. Something is wrong. Prepare yourself, adventurer. I sense the approach of undead. Prepare yourself, adventurer. I sense the approach of undead. yourself, adventurer. Well fought, mortal. I am not accustomed to undead withstanding my power. Indeed, you dispatched the weakened wights with skill. A peculiar object. There's some sort of mask affixed to the lid.
I bet you didn't see that coming.
Well fought. Indeed. What in the underworld is that?
Don't be so surprised. You must be expecting something. Oh, I haven't figured it out.
What is your purpose, strange creature?
As smart as I am no creature, I'm a protection of my master. But since you asked so kindly. If not, I am here to deliver you an invitation to a most exclusive event. The grandest taking place for hundreds of years.
Speak clearly, master. What event? Who is your master?
My sister's grandest station, of course, to recognize your old friend. Congratulations, defeat was my son.
In light of recent events, he must believe he has obtained godhood. This mask must be mad to believe I never respond to an invitation sent by that backstabbing snake.
Poor old McFarlane, so easily frustrated by a talking box. We had a funny feeling you'd be out this way, so we took it to something else. Persuasion. I believe we have something you might be looking for.
You would have the audacity to kidnap Death himself. You know nothing more.
Now, you can't sit down. All you have to do is play along.
You would dare invoke the wrath of a god?
Much has changed. In a way, ever so long, always one step behind. If you want to save death and precious souls, simply open this box. And we teleport you to the Imperial Citadel. It's quite spectacular, actually. Anyone near the box will be teleported all the same, but only those who have been invited can enter the Citadel itself.
Do not include me in your deceptions, traitor. Release Death immediately. Srisky. It would seem he has us cornered, mortal. It may be the best course of action, but we must exercise caution in our approach. The situation is apparent to me now. Srisky's plan is as evil and manipulative as I have come to expect from him. With Death gone, Srisky knew I would come to the surface world to deal with the trapped souls. After killing the people you see here, he predicted my arrival and left his wights to ambush me. But they were just a show of his power. The real purpose was to deliver his invitation. Kidnapping Death leaves me no choice but to attend his ascension. Ah yes, this is the key to his master plan. I believe he is hatching similar schemes to also force the other gods into attendance. The souls are in safe hands with Death's helpers. Open the box when you are ready to be teleported to the Citadel, adventurer. The souls are in the souls are in the souls are